Hey everyone. So my screen share seems to have fixed itself, so we're not going to get that fun Inception effect at the end now. But anyway, yeah, let's have a look. Okay, yesterday we played perfect defense, which I'm very proud of. We were able to divine successfully that the yards on a Canadian football field would be a guess for Jeremy, which would mean that we would maybe he would maybe miss, and he did. So that was nice. And then on our main game, the science score led us to gypsum, and once again we knew that the Canadian football would be excuse me, Canadian football would be a giant yawn. Any Canadian football fans. Yeah, so we realized that would be a guess, and it worked out for us. So yeah, that's how that went. Okay. Here comes match day 11. All right. First, Stramoy, Iseroy, Vagar, and I don't know how to pronounce that. Sudaroy. It's probably wrong. Probably Sutharoy. Something like that. Are the largest islands of what archipelago, which sits in the North Atlantic midway between Iceland and Norway, 200 miles north of the Scottish mainland. Okay. So there's a couple of archipelagos up there, like way up there in the North Sea or north of Norway. Or west of Norway. Those are, geez, yawning. All right, those are Svalbard, and in this one I believe is 200 miles due north of Scotland would be the Faroe Islands. Helps if you know soccer because they field a team in European qualifying. So sometimes England or Italy will play Faroe Islands in soccer, and they usually win. So, but yeah, that's the one. All right, next. Ike Monk, Suits, Dig, and Smush are all television series that were first broadcast on what network? Those monosyllabic shows, I guess is what's linking them, are from the USA Network. Certainly I've seen a lot of Monk. It's one of my wife's favorite shows. I've also seen a lot of Psych. It's one of my favorite shows. So definitely USA. And we could definitely put a 0 on that for Russ. Russ Friedewald's a great pop culture player and certainly would never miss that in a million years. All right. Question 3. What is the name of the trigonometric function that is the reciprocal of cosine, i.e. hypotenuse adjacent? Okay. Hypotenuse over adjacent? Is that what that is? Yeah, okay. Right. So the reciprocal, this one's weird. Something I just remember from way back in the day in geometry, which is that the reciprocal of cosine is secant. The reciprocal of sine is cosecant. I don't know why we chose to call them that. It feels unnecessarily confusing. I'm sure there's a reason, because a secant is something specific or something like that. So that's what we're going to do. Question 4. What monarch, the last of the royal house of Stuart, ruled Great Britain upon the union of England and Scotland under the 1707 Acts of Union? Note, it says what monarch. That doesn't matter. He probably would have said that anyway to play in, but it doesn't say what king. The reason for that is that this is Queen Anne. Queen Anne, for being a Queen of England, does not get as much play in trivia as the rest of them for some reason. Things to know are basically this. She was the last Stuart, and she ruled when England and Scotland unified under the 1707 Act. There were other acts of union, I think, in the same era, or in the same rough era, so that's less important, but she was queen of both. Anyway. All right, 5. Jeez. I didn't even sleep that little. I went to bed at like 11:20, which is about normal for me. So I don't know. Anyway, 5. The Buttonwood Agreement of 1792, named for having taken place under a buttonwood tree, as you would suspect, is the direct progenitor of an institution that is today the largest of its kind by a wide margin. What is this institution's name? 1792 origin story of the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah. I want to make Queen Anne the keeper of the day, but I'd like to go with like New York Stock Exchange origin, also worth knowing. I think what happened was there was a Buttonwood Agreement to, set up some kind of, public trading situation, and then it went on from there. Anyway, 6. More and more people will start knowing things like this because they're like so Alexander Hamilton adjacent, and these sort of Hamilton facts are going to, like, can you imagine right now if there was, like, compared to 2 years ago, like, what if 2 years ago there had been a question to which the answer was John Laurens? Would have been a really low get rate, I would think, just because his name doesn't come up that much. But now, if you said, "Oh, which South Carolinian raised the first black battalion," or in the Revolutionary War, like, way more people would know that. That's in the musical. This is not, but it's still the sort of thing where people just sort of are blossoming, and anything about America's financial system in the 1790s is going to be better known. Anyway, 6. Many indoor rowing machines are known by what term? A term that technically denotes any device that measures the amount of work performed. Okay, well, work is ergo, right? Like ergonomics. And a measure is a meter. So I've heard of an ergometric machine before. Yeah, like an ergometric rowing machine. I've heard of that before. That is not something I expected to get, but the etymology is too solid, so we're definitely going to go with that. Okay, we'll start with Russ and his 93% television. He only has 50% world history, and I feel like he wasn't given a ton of clues here for Queen Anne, so we'll go ahead and put a 2 there. His American history is better. This question's a little harder, so I might be inclined to put a 2 there as well. His math is quite poor. I feel like that means he's gonna, like, if he puts anything, he might put cosecant, just because it goes with cosine. So I'm gonna 3 that. I don't know. I guess I have to drop New York Stock Exchange here and go with. So it's a 1 on Faroe Islands or a 1 on an ergometric machine. Both of those are decently difficult. 536 geography. I mean, he's certainly, like, Russ will certainly know what the Faroe Islands are, I think. I guess the etymology is too good here, so I'm going to put a 1 there and a 2 there. And, for all I know, he may have had a rowing machine in his life, or someone, he knows may have. So that's a weird setup. It's a weird set of questions because USA is, like, vastly and dramatically easier than everything else on this set. So we're just going to have to do our best. All right. 92% in American history. Am I really putting 1 on the New York Stock Exchange twice? It just feels, ugh. All right. Well, we'll put a 1 on Faroe Islands. 80% television. It doesn't matter, like, almost what percent television you are. You just have to know what network any of these shows was on. That gets a definite 0. 35% in math. I guess we have to secant again. Because if you haven't been paying attention since high school, you're not going to get it right. All right, Queen Anne, I guess. Queen Anne is a little easier than New York Stock Exchange in general. So for somebody who's good at both American and world history at basically the same clip, I'm inclined to put the 2 on New York Stock Exchange. And then I guess we'll put the 2 on the rowing machine. I'm glad we were able to get a 6 here because I feel like some of these were tough for people. That's assuming ergometric is right. It just is, right? Ergometric, ergometer, ergometric is what I'm going to go with. Ergometric machine. I think I assume you'd have to take both of those. I don't think there's a universe in which one of those two is wrong and the other one's right. Because it wasn't like the name of the first rowing machine brand. It wasn't something that particular. So. Anyway, all right, we are going to submit that. Faro, USA, Secant, and New York Stock Exchange, ergometric. Hopefully, I'm assuming that'll be taken. Okay. Go for it. All right. Yeah, you can hear him growing up before your very ears. He got his own cereal today. It was Cheerios. Actually, it was Trader Joe's Cheerios, which are better than Cheerios. So, all right, everybody, have a very good day. This is my last work day of the week because I moved my off day to Friday instead of Wednesday. So, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.